In the fractured glow, the city's voice slips into madness. Twilight hung heavy over the city, a trembling membrane between day and night, soaked in the remnants of a thunderstorm that had caressed the streets hours before. The air was thick, drenched with humidity and a lingering weight that pressed against Raoul's chest like the slow collapse of an unseen hand. He slipped into an alleyway, narrow and unforgiving, a vein forgotten by the bustling heart of Rio but pulsing with its own malignant rhythm. Brick walls, cracked and unfolding like ancient scars, were festooned in peeling layers of graffiti, each tag smeared and bleeding into the next like bruises pooling beneath the skin of the city. Neon flickered in quivering breaths, a pale and sputtering heart, casting fragmented hues of sickly pink and bruised blue that danced on wet pavement, a trembling mirror to his fractured soul. The scent of damp concrete mingled with stale beer and rust, a metallic tang sharp enough to taste on his tongue, anchoring him in a world already slipping loose at the edges. Somewhere, rain dripped a slow, deliberate cadence from rotting eaves, the sound like cold beads against a drum of silent desperation. From the distance, laughter split the night, a harsh, jagged echo shattering the suffocating solitude crushing him. "This place is a cage," Raoul breathed, voice fragile and thin, almost swallowed by the heavy dusk, a ghost sigh threading through the cloying air. He had come here to vanish, to sink beneath the indifferent glare of a city that did not care, beneath the relentless shadow cast by his own heart's rot since Mariana left. The silence in his apartment had transformed from a hollow quiet into a roaring void. Loneliness, a ravenous talon sinking deep, tearing as surely and mercilessly as a hawk that never tires. The city around him was no refuge. It was a predator, folding the alley tight like iron clamps, crushing breath and hope alike. Then came the first fracture, the softest fracture, in the chasm of his mind, a whispered rasp, ghosted between two broken bricks, almost lost beneath the drip of rain and distant clamor. Raoul, his heart jerked, an animal's ragged drum in his chest. He spun, eyes wild, wrenching his gaze into the dim corridor slick with neon-stained rain, a corridor empty save for fluttering scraps of paper skittering like lost souls along the gutter. No one's here, only me, he breathed, a tether thrown to sanity. Yet the thin walls between reality and delirium thinned and twisted. Paranoia seeped like black ink from his pores, coiling tight, binding reason's fragile wings. Boots slapped the shallow puddles. With each step forward, broken lights stammered overhead like faltering lungs. Then, at the alley's bleeding end, a figure wavered. A woman draped in shadow that wept rain, her face folded beneath a sodden hood. Raoul froze. Her eyes gleamed faintly, unnatural, windows fogged with something other than water. They were echoes of Mariana's eyes, haunted by grief, laced with secret fear. "Is it you?" The words broke free, trembling on broken breath. But sky and earth betrayed him. She dissolved into the darkness, a ghost pulled back into the black ocean, leaving behind a clutch of hesitation in the saturated air, fingers cold and merciless around his ribcage. Dragging his feet deeper, Raoul sank more, swallowed by the labyrinthine veins of forgotten alleys. The walls seemed to lean closer, waiting. Murmurs rode the sticky air, whispers folding into cracked brick like a chorus of forgotten ghosts. The graffiti writhed, a script no longer human, twisting and curling into names, accusations, pleas. His skin prickled with the sinister sensation of unseen snakes coiling tight, the very walls hissing in a chorus of cold menace. "You cannot run." Fog crept along his spine, chilling his mind. Was this a descent into madness, or was the city alive, breathing and hunting, mocking the wounded man who dared trespass its darkest veins? A faint scraping noise stirred behind a loose metal shutter. Panic bloomed raw and hot, veins pulsing with primal dread as the coppery sting of damp rust and decay filled his nostrils, choking his breath. He stilled, voice trembling yet brittle. "Show yourself." The reply was a murmur, a tongue eroded by time, a voice placed somewhere far from human reckoning. Shadows writhed and spilled like ink, spilled on ancient parchment, pooling across walls that lived and breathed whispers now made flesh, terror mixed with horrifying revelation. This alley was not merely stone and ruin, but a fractured mirror. His own mind shattered and splintered, alienation molding shadows into specters and silence into rage. Then darkness struck, a hammer blow. As neon finally extinguished, bleeding the world into black, devouring every heartbeat and sound until all that remained was the cold, endless void. From this swallow she emerged again, closer this time, breath a cold mist brushing against his neck, scented strangely sweet with jasmine laced through something utterly unknowable, alien to the city's rot. His mind screamed in defiance, comics of sanity crumbling. This isn't real. You're just guilt, a ghost beneath my skin. Hands reached out but grasped only the hollow space, yet the pressure was tangible, a magnetic pull, a promise of release whispered by the endless black, surrender or become forever entwined with the city's hungry shadows. Why are you here? Breath fractured, a fragile plea lost in the heavy night. No reply but a slow, sorrowful smile breaking through the dark. A ghost's smile melting into tears that traced luminous rivers down her blurred visage, seared into the depths of his soul with fire and ice. When light finally spilled back, the alley lay empty again, silent but stripped of innocence. Raoul emerged transformed, the fragile boundary separating truth from madness dissolved like fevered rain streaming down smeared concrete. His mind folded into the city's endless maze, caught forever between shadow and silence. The hum of the city shifted. Tonal, muted, a haunting requiem for a man lost not in place, but fragmented within himself. Dare to peel back the layers between shadow and self. Share what you believe truly lurks beneath the city's whispers, and subscribe to chase deeper into the darkness.